You actually
You're
let Frank,
welcome.
you let Frank pick one.
Yeah. That was a good discussion. Now, excited about what we've, added to our team. I mean, I think the theme is pretty consistent with the top level athletes and speed that we added. Especially with the, defensively and, with Parrish Campbell. All extremely high character, all four of them. Two team captains. Rock, who earned a single digit, at Temple, which is a great honor, especially after, transferring from Presbyterian. So excited. Think we got good football players. Think it's going to help us win games like we think we can.
What do you see, Benogu or Benoju?
Yeah.
How do you see him fitting in positionally?
So look, Ben's an intriguing athlete. We'll probably start him out at Sam, but saying that, we also think he's got a lot of rush to him. I hate comparing names, but when Jamie Collins came out of Southern Miss, I saw the same type of athletic talent. And I think when you watch the Senior Bowl, I mean, he did some impressive things now. They lined him up at outside backer and rushed him. They rushed him from the 3 technique. They played him at Sam. They played him at Mike linebacker some. We think he's got a lot of versatility. And his speed and athleticism and ability to run down quarterbacks is important in this league. And we think he's going to be great on our turf.
Did you guys find the value you wanted to tonight in light of the moves you made last night?
Yeah, I mean, we had it lined. I mean, I don't think I think Frank will tell you this. It couldn't have gone any better for us. I mean, these are players that we had targeted, that we coveted and, wanted to acquire. And it doesn't, I say, Bill Walsh had a great saying, it doesn't matter where you pick them, it's how they play at the end of the day. And we think these guys are going to play good for us.
Frank, your thoughts when you first saw Parrish Campbell on film?
Well, Chris will tell you that first time I saw him on film, had my eye on this. There were several guys, but Parrish was the one guy that really jumped off the tape to me, just his explosiveness. Playing in the slot, you see all the things he can do in the slot. But I really saw some abilities in him that I thought translate and make him not just a slot receiver, that you can do a lot of different things with him. So, but the 4.31 speed, the quality, the high character, the intelligence, and the way and the high character is important because that's got to be an unselfish room. We preach that all the time in that room, that hey, that we're an unselfish group. So he'll come in and he'll have to earn his stripes, but certainly excited about his ability and his character.
Two questions. Well, Frank, you like to talk about being multiple and having different personnel groupings and all that sort of thing. And when you have a guy with that skill set, how does he promote that? And then Chris, did he ever shut up about Campbell once he saw him?
It was at the combine, remember?
Yeah.
I mean, his combine workout was incredible. And look, I mean, in that offense, he was used as primarily a slot only at Ohio State. And, the combine, you saw him do things that you never really got to see him do just because of the way they used him. I mean, but as a route runner, his hands, you get in. I know Frank got intoxicated just watching him running around our turf during the combine. So, no, he's an exciting player for us.
Chris, when you look at the success you guys had last year, some general managers may say, well, you know what, you got a first-round pick. I want to try to get a guy to take us to another level. Your approach obviously is different when you trade it back. As a general manager, is it hard to stay patient or to stick to what you believe and what you need to do in the big picture of building the roster?
Well, I'll say this, I think these guys will help take us to another level. And, kind of what I said a minute ago, it doesn't matter where you pick them, it's how they play. And if they play at the levels we think they're going to play at, they're going to help us, ascend. I mean, I just look back to 17, where we were at from a roster composition standpoint, and now being able to add the high-level athletes with character on top of what we have, that creates, remember, I always talked about competition, man. There's nothing that makes you better than having people compete for spots. And we're starting to get that.
Is
How much
the
action did you get at the top of the second round, and why go with Brock there?
What's that?
How much action did you get at the top of the
We
second
did.
round?
We had action. We had a chance. That was a really good discussion now. We just, man, when you Rock was outstanding at the Senior Bowl, and he was great all year. You watch the University of Buffalo game, and they had a good quarterback and a good wideout, and he played great. He had a great week at the Senior Bowl. And then you stack on his character, his competitiveness, his will to win. It just fit us. And I kept telling our guys, I said, look, we move down and we pass this guy that we love, and we don't get him. I said, we're gonna be regretting it. So at the end of the day, we ended up picking a guy we love.
Was he in that cluster at 26?
He was a player we really liked.
Does he need some polishing? I mean, every rookie coming in needs some work.
Uh-oh, you done made Steven nervous.
But 3 years at Presbyterian, 1 at Temple. Does he have a little bit of ways to go in terms of
Any rookie.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, any rookie. But guys that love,
rookie not being quick?
yeah, I mean, or Darius Leonard, who came from a small school, and first practice he picks off Andrew Luck. I mean, guys that have a humbleness about them, that want to get better, they get better. They just do it. And you can't coach that. You can't coach guys' will to be great. You can't do it. And, I mean, we've put a premium on it. We put a premium on finding guys that want to be the best they can be, and they're great teammates. Those are hard qualities to find. Look, there's guys in this draft that were not on our board, and they're good players, but they didn't fit the criteria that we stand for.
Chris, what Bobby mentioned on the conference call, Mike will probably be where he starts out at. What attracted you to him, and where do you see his fit?
Well, look, we think any backer we take, we think can play all 3 spots. So Darius can play all 3. Anthony Walker can play all 3. Bobby can play all 3. So he'll get in and he'll compete, and best 3 will play.
Frank, what's your offense just looking like? You have a lot of picks tomorrow, but right now, with Paris now in the mix, Dion coming back as your pass catchers, what's that group looking like?
It looks strong. I mean, obviously, with Andrew coming off a healthy off season, with us protecting the quarterback the way we protected it, and just to have the weapons. It's funny. I've said this to you guys before, but as a coach, you always feel you so much love the guys you work with that I always think, hey, we don't need anybody else. We already got the best guys in the world playing for us. And then all of a sudden, now you're giving us more. This isn't fair. It's not going to be fair. And then you get a guy that runs 4.31, and you just say it's going to be fun to see these guys work together. And you look at the talent there. You look at the talent in the perimeter. You look at the vertical speed down the field. You look at the playmaking ability. You look at all the different ways that you can be multiple. You got a guy who was a former running back but has wide receiver skill and runs 4.31. Every time he touches the ball, really, he's a threat to go the distance. So it'll be fun to see him develop.
How much does that versatility mesh with your scheme and what you're trying to accomplish?
It meshes a lot. It's really important. We want. You guys know we're really big on the why and having smart players. I mean, I feel like our phase 1 was so dynamic this year. I mean, going through it with our guys, getting deeper into the scheme, deeper into the whys of why we do everything that we do, and having the players more fully understand that. It's just fun. And so that's why what Chris is saying, we look for guys who who want to be in who love those meetings, who love football, who love talking about that stuff, who are unselfish, who know the ball's going to get spread around, and guys who are willing to work to earn it, and because every one of these guys is going to have to earn it.
How much do the backstories and the personalities of Darius, how much does that remind you of what Rock is?
Repeat.
I'm sorry, the backstories and the personalities between Rock and Darius going to FCS schools, being under-recruited.
Gil Brandt said something to me. I was talking to him the other night. Made a great statement. He said, he goes, I always love guys that transferred up. Well, why do they do it? Because they believe. They know, number one, they know they're good, and they believe they belong. So I'll give Ben, did the same thing. Remember, Ben was at Louisiana Monroe and went to TCU. Rock, Presbyterian to Temple. They have a high level of confidence that they can play. That was one of the neat things about it's like when I saw with Darius last year. Like, he stepped on that Senior Bowl field and he belonged. Players, they just, they feel like they belong, man. They walk out on the NFL, belong. And these kids do.
Can Rock play man?
Yes.
I remember you earlier in the offseason mentioning that you wanted to maybe get some corners in here that could give more of that. Does that allow Matt to be more creative?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's almost exclusively what they did at Temple. They played a high dose of man-to-man. I'd tell you that the things he's going to have to work on is his zone coverage, because he just hadn't done a lot of, but he's physical, he's tough, he's got ball skills, he's got instincts, he's got all the traits we look for. He's got size, he's got good speed. So, we think he's got all the makings of being a really good corner in this scheme.
We talked about
Is Okereke a linebacker? Could he play a little safety with his size? I mean, what's?
He's 240 pounds. Yeah, he's a big dude. Long arms, over 34-inch arms. I'd be hard-pressed to find two other inside backers, in the league that's got as long arms as Leonard and Okereke.
You mentioned when you first came out about getting athletes tonight. Was that a feature of the guys on your board this year?
Yeah, they're all high.
Maybe it always is.
And look, we have a certain score that we use that with all the data we use goes back to really when Bill was in Buffalo with Rusty Jones, and then when I was in Kansas City, Brandt Tellis, he kind of put his spin on it. Then John Park put his spin on it here, and it just gives you an indication of where they rank over time. And these guys, every guy we took was really high.
Chris, you talked at the end of the season about kind of some of the nuances that you learned about through Matt's defense throughout the year. How much of the picks today were addressing some of that?
Look, we added athletes with speed. We are playing a lot of teams with some pretty good quarterbacks this year, and you got to be able to run them down. So, and that's always going to, defensively, that's always going to be a premium for us. Athletes with speed that'll strike, and all these guys will do it.
Chris, when you look at your safety position, I know you've talked in the past about you have depth at that position. Do you feel pretty good even with considering, Clayton with the injuries he's had to deal with, and then, when you still kind of have basically coming back from ACL? Do you feel pretty good at where you sit in that spot?
Yeah, both those guys are really good players and working their tails off. Malik's healthy. Gether's doing the best he's done since I've been in the building. George Odom, we think's got great upside. You get Matthias Farley back. We think we got some pretty good players at the safety position.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Yeah. We got more tomorrow?
Only 5 more days?
We're down.